Good evening, everyone. Vincent Vinant from Port Elizabeth. A very hot evening, and Friday from tomorrow weather change, and we have winter again. Seasons does change. God's time, God's appointed times. Now, last year, not last year, 2023, I did have the video, created a video about ARIES being God's appointed time. That is when here is that video there. ARIES, the lamb, the appointed time for Passover. I mistakenly put 2024 there, I don't know why, but it was actually 2023. Yeah, so that, and I put it as a, you can go watch this video as well. I'm going to put this video in for you as well in the description box, so you can watch this with this video as well. Yeah, I noticed that, look, 2024, the position of everything was okay. You must understand they use a lunar cycle, calendar, 360 days, and every third year or second year they put additional dark 2 in there, and it's never really perfect in that way. But if you follow our Gregorian calendar, that's the date. What's his name when this sun is in Aries? That is God's appointed time. So now I'm going to put you down to quickly, I'm going out here quickly. Josephus, the Jews history and describe, and this of course is an eye overview, and which is perfectly correct. I don't like AI itself, it's artificial intelligence as such, and it's going to be the norm of the day. And of course this system is creating a lot of issues for people, and they misleading people, and people are just overwhelmed with AI as such. Now Josephus, a Jewish historian, described Passover as a celebration on the 14th of the first month. God called it the first month. He said this when Israel came out of Egypt. He said, this will be your first month. Now, they create confusion. The 7th month, which normally falls in September, October, that used to be God's first month. That is when God created the world. But this Passover, this season, this month, is the beginning of our salvation, God's redemption plan for mankind. His feast days is His salvation plan for us, for mankind. And Jesus said we must do it in memory of Him. That we must honor that. It's not Jewish feast, it is God's feast. And he said it's on the 14th day of the first month, which they call now Nisan, when the sun is in, where? In Aries. Yeah, that's a detail. He also gave a detailed sacrifice of Passover lamb between the 9th and 11th hour. Passover actually starts on the 14th night. On the 14th night, Jesus died actually on a Monday, not on a Friday. He died on a Monday. He had his Passover with his disciples on a Sunday night, if you did perceive like that. Okay, I dealt with it many times. And here you can also, what is the correct day? You can go yourself. This is an overview, the untold truth about the Passover, Josephus. You know, you can you get the whole truth about when is the correct day of Passover. And that is it important, Vincent? This is important, yes. His feast days, God operates in His feast days. There was a rapture on Passover, the day on 2032 when Jesus rose from the dead. There was a rapture, and those people, they were the first fruit from the dead. from Adam and Eve until you say now you're talking nonsense. That is a fact that is described in Matthew 27 verse 50 to 54. You can go read about it. Jesus took those people to heaven with him, including the thief, including the babies that died during Herod's time. Yeah, when Jesus was born, they had babies, they went all to heaven, and they're coming back again as the 144,000. I'm saying a lot of things now, but I just want to lay you the foundation there. Daniel 7, the biblical false prophet shall think to change times and laws. And that is what he is doing already. Now, you all know who the biblical false prophet is by now. Now, Daniel 7 deals with, there's a little horn there. Daniel 7, there's a little horn there. That little horn is the biblical false prophet. Then in Daniel 8, that of course is the first beast, which we call the Antichrist. The Bible call him the beast. The Bible call him the beast, but you call him that. I also call it a beast. That's a beast and a false prophet. In Revelation 19, when Michael the archangel arrested them, he took them alive, and he said the beast and the false prophet with him were cast alive in a lake of fire. So the biblical false prophet, he shall think, this insert is mine, think to change times and laws. Yes, they already changed the Sabbath day. You know the Sabbath days? Sabbath days is the full moon, the new moon, and the 2 quarter moons. Those are the Sabbath days of God. Yes, and that is a fact. It's not Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. But the devil thinks to fool, but God is gracious. God is the judge of a person's heart, people. And God judges each person according to to his knowledge and what he knows about the word. Okay? So have an open mind as to what I'm saying here tonight. Now, Easter was very close. This is Passover, of course, was April 2024. And there you can see the sun's position is just near Aries. Of course, that was like a Passover. But just hold on right now. So that was that's amazing. You'll see some amazing things that I'm going to show you now. And I'm also going to show you the real truth that Jesus died 32 AD, and that was on a Monday, and he rose from the dead on a Friday, on the third day. That was the third day. Yeah, I have the videos there to explain that. So this is every time it is very similar. Yeah, so the sun had to be in Aries. Remember Genesis 1 verse 14, the sun, the moon, and the stars. The stars, which is the stars, constellation, other planet, they are God's calendar, So God gave a specific guideline, a law almost as to what Josephus said, the law of the Passover, it had to be in Aries. Yeah, the sun had to be in Aries. Okay? And I'll explain further. So this is 2000, last year, 2004. So that was correct. So it was at the back of my mind when I look at the calendar. It really looks off. So I let it go, but it was still bothering me. That's just something right now. So, of course, the 7th month then would be September, which is not, and I look through it and it just don't match. And if October, the Feast of Trumpets is in October, that will match, that would match. Okay, so now this is 2000, let me just go backwards. This was the Passover that we had now on the 13th right now. This was 13th, the 4th Passover there. So they begin when with the first month, God's first month, and on the 30th of the 30th of March, if you go back there. So that was then Passover would start on the 13th, but look, where's the sun? far from Aries. And if you count it still back, then what's his name would have been here in a sea monster. 15 days earlier would have been here in his Aries, a sea monster. So that is hopelessly too early, people. It's hopelessly early. In Jesus' time, let's go there right now. So here is the beginning then. There you see the sun is just entering Aries. So this, you say, is not the second month, but it's actually the first month, people. This is the beginning of the first month when the sun is in Aries. Yeah, okay? So that is what Josephus is talking about. When Israel fled Egypt, the sun was in Aries on that night when they fled. It was in Aries. And now you'll see now on Jesus' crucifixion, it was similar event. And Jesus' crucifixion in 2025 is very, very similar. You look at that, I'm going to show you now the picture of Jupiter. Look, there's Uranus and the sun and where the moon is right now. And of course there's Mercury. So just hold it, don't go away from me. Don't go away. So now here is Passover. So it's right here, just going out of, because we still Passover, but for Passover, they have to be in Aries for the month to begin. It's also the spring, the new spring feast in God's calendar when spring starts. Okay? So now if you look further, this is the 32 AD. There you find, didn't I tell you, let's go back. Do we see where's Jupiter? This is, just go back, there's Jupiter. The same position then. The very same position. And there is the moon. The moon, of course, just where's the moon there? That, of course, is further back. That is 28. There's the moon. The moon is in, okay, the moon was there in just slightly into, in this constellation here. And, and the moon is now right across in 32 AD. Okay, so let's go back to that picture there. So the moon happened to be here in, I forgot now this constellation's name here. But anyway, but this is, of course, Aries here. This is a sea monster here. Okay, so Jupiter is just between the two horns. You know what? Okay, this, I forgot the name now. This represents Joseph. And those two horns represent Joseph's two sons, America and England. Do you know that? Yes. Each constellation represents one of the tribes of Israel. Okay? So there you see the sun just entering that. So the beginning of the month, and then on the 13th of the 4th, that was the Sunday evening, begins the 14th day. The 14th day, Jesus, and then Jesus had his supper with his disciples, where he said, go and prepare a place for me. Of course, that place was in one of the, the olive plantations. It was one of the owners there that gave him the place to have his Passover with. And the Gethsemane was not far from there. Okay, now you see, it's again in in this this constellation here. You see the same position there, and there's where the sun, and there's Venus here. Of course, Uranus wasn't in this position here. There's Saturn, of course, there. But Jupiter is an exact same position, and Jupiter speaks of Jesus Christ himself, and it represents Jesus as such. So that is my story, people. But before I want to go out, I want to show you 2032, the day when Jesus died on the cross. There was darkness for 3 hours, people. For 3 hours. Here we have it here. You see, there is the moon. You see wherever the moon was in a previous Yes, if you go back, then you also see the moon was in Libra. Yeah, that was where the moon was. And let's just demonstrate this for you here. The time for let's go forward, 50, and then we see, just hold your what's it, I'll make it a little bit bigger so that you can see yourself. Yeah, okay. So just about to start now. I'm here in Johannesburg. I should have put Israel's time here, but the darkness was upon the whole of Africa as well. The whole world saw it at that time. And let me further illustrate it. You'll see the moon, the blood red moon there, on the day of Jesus's. Yeah, you see, there's the blood moon, and this was from 9. It's to go to 11. Yeah. You see, still for 3 hours. Right until 12 o'clock, but of course it started from 12. In Israel it started from 12 to 3, and there just came out. There was your evidence that NASA recorded it as well. Jesus didn't die on the cross 33 AD, neither 31 AD. I used to believe it used to be 31 AD. But when I saw this, that's convinced me above all. And with NASA's evidence as well. You'll see that, of course, in that video that I will attach, that ARIES is the season for Passover. Okay, so that's all with you. Please do subscribe, please like the video, and please share it with each and every one. Feast of Trumpets will then definitely be in October and not in September. I'll do another video on that as well. I also thank you for those who support this ministry. I can do with some more support from you. I'll appreciate that, and I need your prayers as well. I do pray for you all regularly, but every day I just open the books, and I do pray for you. Much blessings and much love to you.